There's two different ways an objective can be pulled. You either pull the objective to pull a fight or pull objective to finish objective. I know it's really redundant, but which one do you think? So if the enemy is pulling this objective, right, what are they trying to do?
Kill it. I mean, I guess turn, right?
Yes. So if the enemy has any ability that can steal the objective, so smite, Jinx R, Cho'Gath E, if those are up, right, you're not safe to 50-50 the objective. You're just not, right? So to make the objective more winning, you have to kill them. You either kill the smite, you kill the enemy, you just keep on pulling a fight until you are sure this objective will go down. And that's how you prevent the earlier Drake. When the Kindred pulled the Drake, she died and she lost the Drake because she did not try to turn. So it's either pulling the objective for a fight or you're pulling the objective to finish. Okay? I'm Daption, an ex-pro player for Cincinnati Fear, rank 2 on support, rank 14 on ADC on the NA ladder, and a CLOL champion. After years of competing at the top of North America, I've helped a ton of students finally hit their dream ranks by showing them what actually wins games. If you're serious about climbing this season, book a session and I'll help you see the game the way a challenger does. Stop guessing, start improving. For real. The reason why I was looking at your champs is because they should have threats on their team that you cannot deal with since you're playing Sivir. But honestly, if you don't get CC'd by anybody, you should be able to run over the team in a team fight. On mid-wave,
2 CC, so yeah.
Yeah. On mid-wave, if you're 1v1, you can actually fight the Kai'Sa. Just have to not give her ISO Q and then E her W. Okay. This game might be hard if this Kindred gets a lot of stacks though, so she's actually one of the bigger threats on your team. I'm gonna go to when you're actually on the mid-wave. It looks like something happened. I see how this started. Okay, so they pull a Drake and Kindred just dies. Splits up her ulti, and now you're fighting basically 4v3 because the Kai'Sa doesn't want to move. You get the Drake, get the kill. Okay. Yeah, that's huge. So now you're 2v2. I'm gonna keep pushing. Vel'Koz is mid. Can't really dive, I guess. Actually, you can dive. Right now, if you know that the Kai'Sa is by herself, which you should know, right? Vel'Koz is mid. Kai'Sa was bought by herself. Like, you should be pinging for... Because if Zac gets an E on this Kai'Sa, she's literally dead. And even if she doesn't die, she'll drop to like 100 HP. She has to give up this wave. So that's why this is pretty illegal. It's literally just about... Okay, so this is something that I need to I need you to really zone in on. Whenever there's a kill that happens in the game, you need to like kind of like find out what that changes with the map's dynamics. That was a lot of buzzwords, but basically the league is a game of numbers. Okay, if you have numbers at a fight, right here you were 4v3, so you won. I mean, not necessarily, but like I can dumb it down to that pretty much, because numbers advantage is like really, really simple. And I'm pretty sure we've talked about this multiple times before. So now if you're in the fight, it is what it is. Like, you get the Kindred and then you kill the Yasuo, get the Drake. So now no matter what, right, you have 2 kills, they lost the Drake. And so if this Kai'Sa is going to exit bot, how many people are going to be on bot?
Just heard. I didn't see Vel'Koz HP.
Yeah.
Should be just her.
So she should be here. And then there's like a question mark here, right? So if you don't see the Vel'Koz bot in the next like 20 seconds, is this Kai'Sa allowed to be under the turret?
No.
Right. So there's going to be a lot of times where you actually can't do shit because let's say you just had a Drake team fight and you killed 2 of them, but now your team is all like really low conditions. In that case, you would probably just push your wave and do whatever. So conditions also plays a part in it, but this is also fine. Just want to make sure you don't die here. Okay, good. Is there a reason why you don't keep pushing here?
I think I just wanted to back on BF Sword. I guess once I see Kindred, it's fair game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I wasn't even paying attention to like where she pathed. So if you have this information, okay, so something that's really important when it comes to like macro and like not macro, I guess like knowing when you can play quote unquote aggressive is when you get full information on the map. So right now, again, like thinking about the numbers, right? Kai'Sa, she should be bot. She wasn't 1 HP. Vel'Koz is still mid, and their jungler just showed here. So who is the one person that can come bot here other than Kai'Sa?
Yasuo, but that would be weird.
Exactly. So if the Yasuo comes and let's say you push this wave and you start hitting the turret, you don't see Yasuo mid, and then he starts like E'ing through the wave, you just immediately, the second you see him on your screen, you'll just start running. He'll never kill you, right? So unless this is like, I don't know, like Pantheon mid, right? You don't have to be scared. So numbers, again, gives you the information. I think the biggest other like type of trigger for making aggressive quote unquote decisions is when you have information on their movable pieces on the map. So usually that's jungle and support, right? But it can also be like mid. It could also be like a Kled top. It could be Sion top lane who's base and then he's gonna ult through bot, you know? So those semi-globals and global ultimates are make those champions more movable on the map, teleport as well. But for the most part, you should always be thinking, okay, I'm 1v1 versus the ADC, where are their movable pieces on the map? And that'll impact your decision making. Because right now, the reason why I don't want you to base, right, is because, okay, so right now there's a fight happening topside. The outcome is going to be negative, right? So because your Zac went here, gave a shutdown, and not only does he die, maybe one of your other teammates dies, right? Do you win 1v1?
If she has ult, Loki, probably not.
Well, I think
Just flying him an ult.
you are up an item on her.
Then I win.
Yeah. So you're up an item on her, and she needs to land her W on you. So literally, it's just this timer that you need to be scared of. You need to just E her W. That's it. So 1v1, you win. If you determine that you win 1v1, then I want you to play aggressive. If it's versus a Draven and you know you can't walk up, then it's a different situation. And often, okay, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but like in pro play, let's say like, okay, maybe not in pro play, but have you ever been under like bot turret, right? And the enemy doesn't see your support, but they just dive you anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just because they are analyzing the game and saying like, okay, if the enemy support, the movable piece isn't here right now, then they can dive you. So they're not really taking a gamble because they're doing it based off information. And that's what I want you to do, right? Because over here, if you just started hitting the turret and let's say you don't know where the jungler's like pathing towards, you don't know their camps, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, of course, like you should base. But in this situation, it's much different. And the last thing I'll say is because this whole situation is called like an active map state. And what that means is your team is fighting over something. So let's say you have gold, right? But your team is fighting grubs right now and you see all four of them topside. Because it's an active map state, even though you have a really good base timer and you can get like a huge item spike, you should keep hitting the turret because nobody's going to come and kill you. So you win 1v1, keep on abusing your 1v1. Don't just take the base. It's like if you had like a chokehold on somebody and then just because you had like, you know, I don't know, you like robbed 1,000. Okay, maybe that's a bad example. Maybe like, let's just say like you got a chokehold on somebody and just because there's action somewhere else, you just decide, okay, you know what? I'm going to stop that chokehold. You should keep the chokehold on the player because you still have the chance to do that. It's like being opportunistic, I think. Maybe League players are sociopaths actually, now that I think about it. Anyways, so now you're still 1v1. And I just want to see your item. Okay. You have a BF sword on her, which is literally huge. Okay. One thing I will say though is if this Kai'Sa now engages on you, right? She like auto and then R's at you. Do you think you win?
No.
No. So what do you have to do?
I guess just respect the space.
Yes. So number one, you do have to respect like her auto attack range, for example. It's not exactly that. It's like something like this. So the way you can punish her, right, is your Q outranges her. If you get her down to like this much HP, can she now 1v1 you?
Probably not.
Nope. So your only advantage here is, so number one, your range, and then number two, the fact that you have minions. So you have to leverage both of those things. It's all like a game of leveraging your advantages. She's gonna kill you here. She's smart. She has ult too, yeah. Okay, well, she played it really badly. But also she has PTA? Yeah, she has PTA. Okay.
Definitely living that if I don't auto her.
Yeah. So if you want to break it down as just number one, don't space into her here, right? Because you have to respect the range. She's going to have to farm these minions, right? So to make your life easier, don't just force yourself into a 1v1 where you know that she, like a champion like this, right? Kai'Sa, Vayne, Tristana, Draven, like Varus. These champions want to 1v1 you. Just don't give it to them. That's it. And majority of the time as well, like if you're not strong like this, right? You don't have like a literal BF sword on her. I don't even want you to walk up and hit the turret, because if you space in wrong and she has her E, she'll just auto you and chase you down the lane because you don't even actually have an advantage. Like what I mean by that is you have to be more scared based off of like how much fighting they have. I know it's like really, it sounds like pretty simple when I say it, but I want you to be scared. Even though she's 0-3, I know it's cringe, okay? Even though she's 0-3, your champion doesn't allow you to 1v1. Just because of your champions, now your advantage is no longer 1v1. She gets the 1v1 advantage, but you outscale the living shit out of her in a front to back. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then like you get it, like spacing into the tower shot here after you get autoed by the Kai'Sa. Right here, you have to back immediately because if the Q hits, you're gonna take a tower shot, and then you auto it again. You shouldn't auto it again, and then right here, honestly, the second you take the tower shot, you should just ult, like right here. The second you get it, and then just start running for your life, because this Kai'Sa should not short dash to you. She should dash.
Yeah, if she dashes behind, I'm super dead.
Yeah. So, and she also like W's when you put your shield up earlier than she casted it. So it is what it is. I mean, she had that is her one timer to like fight you. So if you're not like actively thinking about it, you're just gonna get cooked. Okay. Why did you buy Tabbies this game?
They have 4 auto attackers.
Good. Okay. The reason why I'm asking is because a lot of people don't understand why you should go defensive boots on ADCs.
Yeah, I don't prefer Zerkers most of the time. Like unless the like Kai'Sa needs it for evolve, it's not my preferred boot.
Yeah, I mean it's literally better to have armor when like living for longer makes you deal more damage. Having more attack speed doesn't mean you're gonna deal more damage in a fight. So. Okay, so you haven't seen the actually. Okay, so this is really important. Right now, like you just died. It is what it is. But I want you to like look at mid lane to see what the HP of the Vel'Koz is. Again, the second you're coming to lane, you need to think about the movable pieces on the map. If you don't see the Yasuo as well, and let's say your mid lane starts basing, you then have to start thinking about the mid laner as well. So if the Vel'Koz is like 1 HP here, by the way, and no mana, you know that he's now based. So you can hard shove this wave. Okay, actually you end up seeing him mid. Okay. What should you do the second you see Vel'Koz?
Keep pushing.
Yes, but spam ping dive on the Kai'Sa. You need to force. So okay, look, if you don't come here and get an advantage on this side of the map, if the Kindred's smart, where do you think she's going right now?
To cover the dive.
No. She's not thinking about covering the dive. She's just thinking about getting her mark on this objective.
Right.
Okay, sorry. So because of that, you need to know that your cross map play is straight on bot, and if this Kai'Sa, like, she's not allowed to be here. Long story short, just the fact that she's able to like sit in front of your face and like CS these minions is illegal. And okay, look, so yes, the Kindred ends up coming here, but there is also a way to find out if the Kindred's going to be here, because do you immediately have to dive the Kai'Sa if she shows here? Not necessarily, right? If you want to have the full information on whether or not Kindred's here to prevent any like stupid shit from happening, you can literally just ping your Zac to go over to Gromp. If the Kindred's not there, the Kai'Sa's dead. It's pretty straightforward. And let me just say this right now, like the fact that this Kindred did not go to topside for this Rift Herald when Vel'Koz is topside and they win the topside fight is pretty int. So she made a mistake by coming bot here. So all you have to do is make sure you don't die. You're never gonna die here, 2v2 even. I don't think. Not that I don't think. You just should never die here. So does that sequence really, like, does that make sense, what I said?
Yeah.
It's literally just, I saw the Vel'Koz. I see there's an objective spawning. Like this, you can just immediately think to yourself, okay, I'm going to make a play bot. The better you get at this, the earlier you can, like, not orchestrate, but like the earlier you can plan these plays. So right now, let's say Vel'Koz is full HP, full mana, and he's mid. Chances are, if he's farming this mid wave, okay, he's either looking to play mid into Rift Herald or play mid into bot. So that means on this next mid wave, okay, he's not going to be, or there's a high chance that he's not going to be bot, right? So you hard shove this wave, spam ping assist on your jungle, and then the next time you see the Vel'Koz, now you know you got the green light to go. You just check whether or not the Kindred's here. Like the only way this Kindred could deny this dive, by the way, is just being behind the Kai'Sa. So by going to Gromp, like this little wall, and then finding out whether or not Kindred's there, you'll know that you can dive. So just make sure nobody can be there, and then there you go. So this is mostly like cross map play planning, I guess. If you see an objective and their movable pieces, so yeah, right here your Zac just didn't do anything. Matter of fact, he went mid and just died. So now, even though you're winning the game, you're now losing the map. Your Zac, by the way, has unironically gone topside after the Drake, died at Raptors, and then he went and did his bot side and then died mid. He hasn't done anything for the past 3 minutes. So, like, if you know that in this situation you need the help, like, you should be the one that's like calling for it. Also, right here, like, you see the Kindred moving up, so you decide to push this bot wave, right? Are you ever gonna make it to the Rift Herald if you go topside?
No, I think I'm just trying to cover mid.
Well, the mid turret's gonna die anyways. Even if you go, it's too late. It's the same thing with mid turret, because there's a wave, right? So first thing I want you to do is like check, okay, look at the mid wave. If you see that your Sylas is basically dead, then I need you to decide, okay, immediately, I need to keep pushing bot. Because you see, again, you see their movable pieces. You see that the Kindred's moving topside for the Rift Herald, and you see that there's Vel'Koz's mid. So that should tell you, okay, I need to kill this Kai'Sa. Like, she should not be able to touch this next bot wave, because you won't make it in time for the next mid wave, and you won't make it in time for the next Rift Herald. Also, I don't know what the fuck they did, but they should be able to kill the turret. So the enemy fucked up. I don't know how it's possible for them to not have killed your mid turret with more than like 4 minions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my fucking god. Okay. And this is also like, I know I'm like really focusing on these plays, but like genuinely, if you don't get an advantage out of these situations, in the past like 3 minutes of the game, you lost on top side and then didn't kill bot side. You again lost on mid and then didn't get anything bot side. You got a wave in pretty much. And so the more this happens, the lower your net gold from your team is going to go, right? Every single play, the Zac is just going to go in, not think about a play, and then you're just going to lose gold, right? So if you know that the play here is winning bot, you have 2 people to 1, and there's 3 people around mid, you need to be the difference maker. Don't just go to wherever the fight is. Because if you do, you're just going to end up... If you just constantly fight fights that are in front of you, you're just eventually going to lose a bunch, right? It's just a matter of time. So right here. So, okay, if you had to re-explain to me what I just said, how would you do that? So like all the way from back here, right? Why would you...
The tower should die anyway, so it's in my interest to like try to kill bot or take a lead, so that instead of just like neutralizing, I instead create a lead.
Yes. There you go. All of this is because of like the information you get. And so, okay, you lost all of your condition, and then your Aurelia is pinging on the way to fight. So how do you think this fight's going to go?
I mean, I'm pretty useless in it. I died to like 1-2 hits.
Yeah. Okay.
So she should just explode 1v3.
Yeah.
2.
So even here, like your Aurelia is pinging on the way, right? You should spam ping like careful. Like this is not even like a hard play to see. Also, the enemy fucked up because they should be taking the aggressive path, running into the Aurelia and then just killing her. Literally 3v1. But it is what it is. Like the Aurelia ends up living, right? But this keeps on fucking your tempo. Because right now, can 3 of you right now run to the rift and fight?
No, it's no HP.
Yeah, exactly. So if that's the case, then you staying here right now just means that you can't play on this next... on this timer, you can't do anything, basically. And meanwhile, look at Kai'Sa bot.
Yeah.
The map is on fire, by the way. You have to be the firefighter. In these games, you have to be the firefighter. Because you're in a favorable position in a game that you outscale in. So, based off of that, you need to know, like, these... like map movements are only fucking you instead of just your teammates. If your teammates make a bad decision, don't just follow them, because it's in your best interest to only be thinking about what you can do. So even now, right, you're staying on the map, like there is nothing you can do if this Yasuo's here, right?
Yeah, you just dash through if anything.
Yeah. So what I would want you to do is instead, all the way from back here, just keep on pushing. And then there's honestly a chance where you can kill the Kai'Sa and keep on hitting bot plates. Okay. And then after you either kill the Kai'Sa or take bot plates and that wave is dead, you can just start your base. And then I want you to be on the next mid wave out of base. So this mid wave, you should be able to contest this one. And it would not just be you. It would be you, your Janna, and your Zac all coming out of base at the same time. If this Yasuo contests mid by himself, is he going to be able to win? No. See? So all of this lines up, and the reason why it lines up is because right now your play is to keep on going bot. Zac makes a play to go mid. So by playing for the next 30 seconds, so it's just this bot wave, right? You keep on pushing and you play on it. That means that when this bot wave is dead, Zac is going to be about respawning, and then you can come out on the map at the same time. Even if your Zac didn't end up dying, by the way, he would still be forced to either reset or wait for you to come back on the map. So that one's a little bit more complicated, but okay. So let's say I want to see the next time you base. So there's 20 seconds till the objective, and now I need you to make a quick little decision for me because some shit is about to go down and I'm not sure it's going to be good for you. So you might press tab here. Sec. I think you press it at some point. Okay. Let's just pretend that people didn't die. So you die, Kindred dies, and Kai'Sa kills you. So, okay. You fuck, I can't tell who has ult and who doesn't. Okay, who wins this team fight 5v5? You or them?
I think we're stronger,
Yes.
to be honest, but that's
Yeah,
if
you
we're
are.
all there.
You are stronger. The only problem you're gonna have this game, okay, is just don't let this guy all in you. The guy said cannot all in you. And then she has 2 items, right? So these are the 2 threats you need to be thinking about. Obviously, like don't walk into a Vel'Koz and that would just instantly kill you. Don't let the Yasuo flash Keyblade on your head, and then don't let this person flash on you. But all of this, like you can tell all the way from back here. Hold on. So this would be the mid wave I'd want you to like spam assist ping on and like fight through. So right now their Kindred took base. Immediately you should be pushing this mid wave and pulling the Drake. Like the fact that your Zac is taking Krugs here is just illegal. Like your Zac is looking on the bot wave when you're supposed to have pulled this Drake off of last. So this is really good. I'm glad you're not just running straight to bot, because if you did, basically the game would be hard. The Sylas ends up going to bot anyways, but you got the mid wave that you needed. And so now, okay, what do you think I want you to do? Because you are doing the right thing. You push the mid wave, but now you've lost all of your setup, right? So what are you going to do?
Do I have to play another mid wave?
So I need you to somehow get vision on the Drake, right? So if nobody has any vision tools, you have your blue orb, so make sure that they're not hitting the Drake. And then if they're not, right, and you still have vision of the Drake, just go back to the next mid wave. The reason why is I don't want you to go into a bad setup fight with a team comp like this, right? If they get the jump on you, who wins?
Them.
Yeah. That's the only way they could win. Literally the only way they could win. So like this Urgot, right? It shouldn't just be you throwing your Q at this Urgot. He should not even be allowed to walk this way. And you know he is, right? By looking at the way he's walking. So here, like spam assist ping. You need to spam assist ping the second you know that they're not on Drake. And so we get a word on Drake. I need you to think about whether or not the Drake is being pulled. Okay, it's being pulled. Now you're going to go for the fight. Okay, so now what are you going to do? Because you're in a horrible spot. Your team is pulling a fight. Like, what does this look like?
I mean, I'm in the wrong spot, I guess.
Well, you're forced into the wrong spot because your team wasn't. So 2 things. You weren't looking at the Drake, so you decided to go to the next mid wave, even though the Drake was pulled, right? So because of that, you end up a little bit further from your team. Okay, so now you're cut off from the Urgot, but you know how the numbers are, right? There's 2 people on your team here, and then in about 2 seconds, now it went from 2 to how many people over here on the enemy team?
Is it 3, I guess?
They're 4. And you have 2 on this side. How is this fight looking?
Terrible.
Yeah. So what you need to do is just spam assist ping on this guy. You and your Janna need to collapse. Your Irelia needs to TP here, and you need to like do something. If you just like sit here around like just like waiting for something to happen, like I don't know what the fuck your Janna just did, but also the enemy team really hardcore fucked up. But you see how like this was really hard for you to enter, and now you're 1v3 basically. There's 2 people here that can collapse on you, and there's 1 guy here that's going to collapse on you if you walk in. So what do you think I want you to do?
Not go to the 2.
Yeah, basically you just can't allow this guy to engage on you. You cannot allow these 2. So the numbers are the scariest, right? So because you can't enter this way, you automatically think to yourself, okay, I want to enter this way. But it's not like you can walk into the Urgot and just like auto Q him, by the way. You can't. If you get hit by his Q, he's going to run you down and kill you. If you wait to spell shield his E, he's just going to run at you and you're going to die too. Like, you can't win in this situation. Urgot Q needs to be spell shielded and his E needs to be spell shielded. If both of those things can't happen, you can't walk into them. So just keep on throwing your Qs and wait for an opportunity for you to be able to walk in. And what I mean by that is like, you would just throw your Q, wait for the TP to come in, and then if there's a clear way for you to walk in, then you go. If not, the situation happens and you're just cooked. I mean, it's sad. She has 12 20 more movement speed than you do. But all of this is literally just like the setup was horrible. You went from having full setup on the objective to losing the setup because your jungler was on the wrong side of the map. And then not only was your jungler on the wrong side of the map, your mid laner also went to the wrong side of the map as well. So you just gave up your setup for a Drake just to get 200 damage on the Yasuo. So all the way from back here, you're going to get the setup, sit on your setup. If your team isn't on the setup, spam ping them to stay on the setup. You got the vision, right? Like, they're late to this mid wave. You got the mid wave. You did everything right. But because somebody's in the wrong spot, and then your mid laner decides, I'm going to go to the wrong spot too, now you lost your entire setup. And because of that, now it's nearly impossible for you to enter the fight next time. Okay? So once you get the setup, defend the setup. Okay? You get the setup. And that's basically not just you. It's like, if your team is in the wrong spot, make sure that they're in the right spot. And then the other thing was related to right here. So you got the setup, they cleared your setup, but now to fight this Drake, you need to contest again after you find out whether or not the Drake is pulled. So there's two different ways an objective can be pulled. You either pull the objective to pull a fight, or pull objective to finish objective. I know it's really redundant, but which one do you think? So if the enemy is pulling this objective, right, what are they trying to do?
Kill it? I mean, I guess turn, right?
Yes. So if the enemy has any ability that can steal the objective, so smite, Jinx R, Cho'Gath E, if those are up, right, you're not safe to 50-50 the objective. You're just not, right? So to make the objective more winning, you have to kill them. You either kill the smite, you kill the enemy, you just keep on pulling a fight until you are sure this objective will go down. And that's how you prevent the earlier Drake. When the Kindred pulled the Drake, she died and she lost the Drake because she did not try to turn. So it's either pulling up the objective for a fight, or you're pulling the objective to finish. Okay? So right here, you should know, this is like a 7k like HP Drake, right? They cannot finish this Drake in the matter of like 10 seconds. Therefore, they're pulling a fight. So if they're pulling for a fight and you're stronger, just walk in your setup. That's it. Did you do the sad emote? I heard it. Oh no, that was Sivir's death cry. Okay. So this game's rough. Okay. One other thing that I want you to be thinking about, okay? In team fights, especially when you have enchanters, okay? I mean, it's not just necessarily because of enchanters, but the reason why I say enchanters is because a majority of the time in solo queue, you won't have a good front line and an enchanter. This game, you got lucky, right? Your entire top side is melee and you have a Janna, right? But in this team fight, right, because you don't have Flash and your other summoner spell are like the two most important spells to think about when the team fight is not front to back. The reason why is because right now, what is their one objective this fight to win it?
Turn and kill.
Yes. They need to dive on whoever the damage dealer is and kill them. And if they do that, they can then go on to the next person and win the fight with a numbers advantage. So you're the target here. Even though they're hitting the enemy, if they keep on hitting your teammates, right, which are tanky melee champions, and then you come and you start hitting them, who's gonna win?
Them.
Yeah. Wait, no, you're gonna win. You're gonna win because if your team is the one getting hit, and let's say you're behind your entire team right now, okay, and you're hitting their champions.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't. You're good. I wasn't really explaining that well, but yeah, this is it's a rough one.
Could I have just kited into my Silas there?
Right here. Could, but
Or like walk right? Because walking left just kills me.
well, you can. The only issue is like the Urgot should also be. So if you walk into the Kaisa, right, and the Urgot should have been tailing you. If you walk this way, right, you're walking into the Vel'Koz, Yasuo, and Kaisa, because right now you have no information on it, on any of those champions. And then if you walk up like this way, you're gonna get cut off by this guy. So the only natural option that you have is like moving away from all of them. So you can walk into your Silas here, but the only reason why that's possible is because, I mean, if you're thinking about it, Kindred ult, right? But it's kind of hard for you to like think about that in the moment. And then the other reason is because the enemy team fucked up. Because, you know, like if all 4 of them here are still alive and you're walking into the Kaisa, like it's gonna end badly, right?
Yeah.
So it's very varying, very varying. It's very variable. Okay. So at this point, what can you win 1v1 versus Kaisa?
No.
Okay. So on mid waves where you want to like push mid and get vision, you need somebody getting vision from your lane. So there's 2 different ways to play for vision. I don't know if I've really told you, but it's the same thing with objectives, right? Whenever you're fighting an objective, you use the mid lane and then the side lane it implies or implicates, whatever. For vision, it's the exact same thing. If you want to get vision and you don't win 1v1 mid, right? You need to make that a 2v1 mid so that you can now walk through the like push mid and then walk together so that you're not, you know, dead. Let's say your Aurelia needs the help more than you do, and she's stronger than you are, right? Then your Janna opens through top, and then she gets vision here, and then she connects mid to bot, or mid to top, sorry, top to mid, basically. So you need this Janna to contest mid with you, and then after she contests mid with you, you'll get vision here, and then you can move from mid to top. It's called bridging. But basically, you need help on this mid wave. Mm-hmm. If the Kai'Sa's here. So you push this mid wave, and now you get vision. Honestly, you could hit this turret. Okay, the Kindred ends up showing, so then you can't hit. Janna takes this. So now we're back to you're going to feel useless on the mid wave, okay? Because right now, you're catching the wave low, right? And you don't win 1v1. So what do you have to do here? Because as it stands right now, they're going to get mid prio and then move into a side faster than you are. So do you win mid 3v3 with your Zac, Janna, you versus their ADC support jungle?
I don't really know. I think maybe because Zac has a lot of gold, but individually we lose the like 3 1v1s, you know what I mean?
Yes. So the reason why you should win out is because if they walk up into you and they try to fight you, right? Because you lose 1v1 and the Vel'Koz wins 1v1 and the Zac loses 1v1. The only issue is you have frontline here, you have an enchanter to buff you, and if the enemy gives range to engage, then you get an engage. The Vel'Koz needs to E Zac E, or Kaisa needs to flash. They need to do something really, really mechanically well to be able to dodge this Zac's engage. Therefore, it's easier for you to win mid wave fights. So right now you see the Kindred. You saw her going to red buff. So right here, like there is no reason why you should be scared of walking up on this mid wave with your Zac. What matters more in this game right now, right? Is it the wolves that your Zac just cleared, or being able to contest the Baron and like move to side lanes and fight like that?
It's not the wolves.
Obviously, it's the wolves. It's always the wolves for junglers, but they don't like your Zac genuinely doesn't understand what he's supposed to do, right? So you're pinging like on your Zac, unless you're giving him directives, like they're gonna get topside vision, and now your Aurelia, who's winning on side lane, is now scared of walking up. So this all stems from your team doesn't realize you win 3v3, and then the enemy gets vision, and now again you're 1v1, you're losing this. So every mid wave needs to start with you, your jungler, and your support in this game. If you win mid 3v3, call for the mid 3v3. If you win mid 2v2, call for the mid 2v2. If you lose 1v1, make sure you're not 1v1. Sometimes there's going to be situations where you're 1v1. But this, okay, right now, this is the last resort. Like your team just made a 3v3 topside, and everybody is showing except they're 4 topside, 4v4, right? And you're 1v1 versus the Kai'Sa. This is the last resort where you have to lose the mid wave even though you're winning the game. Okay? Don't let them get away with this. Like this Kai'Sa's been getting away with murder a majority of this game. And like, I know it's like not necessarily just from you, but you can influence it, right? So I want you to be able to do that. And now you get your IE. Kai'Sa is... Okay, something happened here. Your side laner 1v1. Okay, this is really important, okay? If you're basing in this situation, so why'd you base? It's pretty obvious, right? You have your item?
Yeah, full item.
Okay, so your side laner just solo killed the Urgot, and you don't see... Now you saw the Kai'Sa. You just have to spam ping careful top. You have to. Like, if you don't, your side laner that's now winning dies to your laner when you still lose 1v1 versus Kai'Sa. The more gold this Kai'Sa gets, the harder it is going to be for you to play the game. So this is directly going in opposition of like what needs to happen this game. So now you're going to walk up on the mid wave and hit. You saw the Yasuo, I think, bot side. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it's pretty recent.
I thought I just saw him now, because now he could be on mid wave. So like, I'm scared for you. Yeah, not only can he be on the mid wave, the Kindred can also be on the mid wave. But you can all ult out if they show. So I'm fine with you hitting this mid turret. Okay. Wow. Okay. Right here, right? Like, your Sylas has been fighting for the past, how many seconds? 2053 to... It's been about like 12 seconds he's been fighting, and your jungler went from Gromp to Scuttlecrab, right? And so now you have to make the difficult decision of, do I go bot, right? And fight this guy 2v1? Do you think you win?
Maybe. Probably.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. Because do you know whether or not he has flash?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, you can win it. You just need to play it really well. Like, but it's just not worth it. Like, what I would rather you do in this situation, right? Because now, again, you have all the movable pieces. I also would want you to look at top lane to see the Kai'Sa's HP. If she's 300 HP, what do you think I want you to do with this mid wave?
Keep pushing.
Yeah, because again, you know exactly where everybody is. So you need to force wherever you can. So right now there's 2 people top on the enemy team. There's 0 people mid and then 2 people bot. 1 person dead, so it's 4 people in total. You also don't have a top laner. You have 1 person on Scuttle, 1 person bot, 1 person doing nothing, and then you're on the mid wave that you're supposed to be on. Therefore, you win the 1v0, so do the 1v0.
Mm-hmm.
It's always these like little things that like net you golds. I want you to be like really, really keen on. Okay, so now... So you end up doing it. You end up having 3 people on mid, but like... It's not 3v3, it's like 3v1, which is fine, right? But you see how this picture is like winning just because the Zac is engaging and then you're going to be able to deal damage. You have an enchanter, like... This looks pretty good. Kindred's also dead, so that helps the situation too. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, you win this really hard. Okay. Here, don't be scared. Also, make sure you're popping your ult the second this guy engages on you. It'll give you more movement speed to play around with. So you'll auto W, okay? And then all I want you to do is just not let yourself get CC'd. So you would just E this, right? And keep moving forward. Even if, let's say, the Vel'Koz throws E on top of your head, you have flash. If you flash the Vel'Koz E, space towards the Vel'Koz. If he doesn't have flash, he's dead. This Yasuo is dead. And now you're going to be able to pull Baron just based off that. So here, okay, this is called like, what is it? There's like a word for this in competitive. It's not egoing. It's like, it's called playing on the mid wave. Literally, that's all it's called. Because right now, right, it's the same thing as bot lane when you're crashing a wave into the enemy turret, right? If they have to farm the CS and you've already farmed the CS, right, then you should hit them. Therefore, they're engaging into you without having farmed these minions. So you can make a play. They can't. Not only, okay, you also win the 3v3, right? So that's another reason. But already the fact that you pushed in a mid wave means that you're making a play on a good timer. Therefore, don't be scared. Maybe you're scared of like dying here, but like, again, with Sivir, it kind of like, she kind of like ignores some of those rules. Your Aurelia is going to solo kill the Kai'Sa if she's good. Okay, she's not good. Okay. Anyways, okay. It's pretty bad because the enemy should pull Baron and your Janna is getting bot side vision. Okay. So the second somebody dies on side wave, it's the same thing as when like I told you at that Drake fight, think about what happens when somebody dies, right? If this Kai'Sa, right, can go and take a fruit and they can have 5 people topside and one of your teammates is dead, what's going to happen?
Say that again? Wait, what? Sorry.
So your Aurelia's dead, right? And Baron's up and you now know that they can have 5 people topside and...
4v5.
Say again, sorry?
We'll just lose the 4v5.
Well, yes, but at the same time, you need to make sure that they're not taking the Baron. Is kind of the bottom line, because right here they kill your Aurelia. Everybody except the Kai'Sa is full HP, full conditions, and you don't actually have vision on the Baron. If this Kindred doesn't show hitting Rift Herald right now, or using Rift Herald, they can be on this, and you'll just lose it. Does that make sense? In mid game, if someone dies and Baron's up, you need to be in Baron defense mode. Okay. Obviously, if they're all like 1 HP, it makes it so that you don't have to be scared of Baron. But right here, like they could have been hitting the Baron for the past 20 seconds and it would just be gone. So let's see. This is looking a little scary because your Sauce is giving a dash angle. Okay. So you know that the Yasuo has no flash. Why is that?
I guess we saw it.
Yeah, he flashed on you in the last fight, remember?
Oh, right, yeah, mid fight.
Yeah. So just based off of that, you should know that this fight is playable, right? There is potentially 2 people here. You don't know where the Kindred is. She could be anywhere here as well. And then there's one person on your screen right now. So if this Yasuo stays around and he continues fighting, all you have to do is just not give the Yasuo a dash on Sylas and then a dash on you, and you can continue fighting. Okay, so what that would look like is right now you do this. Be careful of spacing in, okay, because this Yasuo can just, again, dash through and then be on a wind wall and you can't do anything other than flash out. And then just never like space into him like this. Just don't. Because again, if you give him an E angle, you're just going to instantly die. And then off of all of this, now they can just take Baron. So here, you were looking for a fight, you're 2v1, right? But are you going to be 2v1 for long?
No.
No, right? Like, make sure, okay, these fights that you're going for are like really fucking good for you. If you're taking a fight that you're not sure you're going to win, you're basically gambling every time. Like, if your teammate is smart, you're going to win this fight because they're going for a fight they're thinking about. If you're in a group project with somebody that you don't know and they just go ahead and like give an executive decision to like do the project on the last day of the month because, you know, I don't know, like they think it's going to be easy and then it ends up not being easy and then you fail it, like whose fault is it?
Mine for letting it happen.
Yeah, exactly. And it sucks, but that's just how team games are. So don't let them ruin your group project, basically. The group project is what matters the most. But again, like this fight was not really like well set up. The one fight that I really want to emphasize on, okay, that you did a really good job with was, let me go back and find it right here. Like you did a really good job here. Before the objective, you called to mid. Like if you hadn't done this, by the way, the Sylas would have gone straight bot. They would have seen two people on bot side and then they would have just engaged on you the second you showed mid. Okay. So you set up this, you got this set up because of your own decisions. Okay. So definitely I can see the improvement. Just make sure the next time, like right now you have the setup, just make sure everybody's here in the setup. You ping to get the setup. Sometimes you're gonna have to ping for your team to sit in the setup. And sometimes you're gonna have to ping for your team to fight. Like genuinely, that is the reason why I despise playing ADC and lower elo, is because you have to make the game winning for yourself. Otherwise you're just gonna lose. Which is how it is. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I think that's probably, I mean, that's not the biggest one, but I would say the second you see someone, actually, no. I think the mid game where like you were opening and then not contesting when you were winning mid 3v3, that's an issue. And the reason why is because you're basically giving the enemy an advantage when you're winning in the game. That can't happen. It's hard for you to play from behind, right? Because when you're playing from behind, you're basically telling me like, oh, like 3 of my pieces on the map are weaker than these 3 pieces on the map. So you have to make something creative, right? You have to pull something out of your ass for it to be winning. You have to be creative and like create numbers advantage in places where it's not typical and then pull a fight. But in this case, right? If you just match numbers 3v3, you just win. Okay? You're on midwave, think about, do I win 1v1? Do I win 2v2? Do I win 3v3? 4v4, 5v5? Like you have to go down the list, genuinely. If you lose 4v4, 3v3, 2v2, and 1v1, just call everybody to me. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. That's why people, you remember that one game we reviewed and you got the midwave, right? You went into dragon, like dragon side to get vision, and then they just went down mid group together and you lost the game.
Yeah.
That's literally it. They just threw 5 people mid and you guys didn't defend it, so you lost. That's it. Okay? So second you hit midwave, I think. I know it sounds silly, but there's this one comm that people say in competitive that like kind of sticks with me, and it's like, we can't play 3 lanes, so everybody group to 2. So basically, like when you're so weak that you can't even make a play like just throwing numbers normally on the map, you again have to be creative. So this top laner is going to give up his top lane turret. He's going to come to mid, and then all of you shift to bot to get a good fight bot. You'll be 4v maximum 3. Because their top laner is going to be here. Their ADC or mid laner is going to be here. And then there's only maximum 3 people that can be here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.